Normally on the first Saturday of February, there'd be hundreds of people walking around downtown Longmont sporting groundhog pins, and this stage would be one of 15 or so venues hosting the Winter Walkabout Music Showcase.
Going back to where I came from until the harvest comes. Mama gave me ropes.
Unfortunately, things obviously aren't normal right now. As much as we wanted to walk about with all of you today, we had to make the choice to delay the event to 2022 when we can host you all safely and comfortably and give you the Winter Walkabout experience you expect and deserve.
So tonight, instead of hopping from venue to venue and checking out 50+ shows, we're going to lift up the curtain and tell you a bit about the history of WWMS. We'll hear from some of the musicians who've performed in the past and how they're weathering this difficult time. We're going to tell you about what's coming in 2022.
Well, it has been an incredibly interesting and difficult year for a lot of us. And, as much as we wish we could be bouncing around from venue to venue, checking out live music throughout downtown Longmont, it obviously needed to wait till next year. So what I can't believe is that the last Winter Walkabout was actually in 2020, if you can believe that. I thought nothing happened in 2020, but
Festival of the Year.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There should be a trophy.
Yeah.
2020 Festival of the Year.
I think you actually maybe got a trophy.
I might have something in my house.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I was thinking about how this whole thing started. And the memory that comes to my mind is we were at an office party. We worked in the same office building.
That would have been what? 2018, right?
2018.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was new, coming in
New
fresh.
kid on the block.
Yep. And we're talking about music and Longmont should have more festivals and what can we do? And we both had some ideas that seemed to resonate and kind of come together.
Yeah, I think you might have had one or two ideas, and
One or
not
two.
the rest. But
Yeah.
it was
I remember it that way.
something like that. So I appreciate you signing off on all my good ideas, though.
No problem. No problem.
But yeah, it was really cool that we kind of both had a similar thoughts about what it should look like and what it could look like, and sure enough, we somehow made it happen with the support of tons of people, including the community and
Yes.
all our great local artists. So, it's really cool to see, and I couldn't ask for a better partner to put it together. So appreciate all your hard work.
Feel the same way.
So another really cool thing about the Winter Walkabout is just what the energy that it brings and what it means to this downtown community. It's so cool to see how many different places we have that do host live music normally, but also places that have never hosted live music before. And that's another really cool thing about the Walkabout is just kind of that energy that we have on the day of the event.
For sure. Yeah, I think as far as the Longmont music scene, it's so cool to see just about every musician I know and just about every regular face that I see at a show in Longmont, all walking around downtown, giant smiles on their face, and matching pins on their shirts.
Yep. See everybody walking down the street with their brochures, excited about what show they're going to hit next and where they just came from. And yeah, it's a really, really fun day in downtown Longmont, that's for sure.
So in thinking about the last 2 years and all the memories, it's kind of hard for me to pick anything because it just feels like it all melds together and it's more of a feeling that I leave with. But if I really had to zero in on one, I think the after party from the first year, 2019, it felt so cool to have all these different people from different bands in the same room, jumping up on stage and improvising on each other's songs and closing out the night with like a super group jam.
It was magical. Yeah, the amount of collaboration and it was super cool to see all these different people on stage at the same time. For those of you that didn't get a VIP ticket that first year, you definitely missed out. It was a night to behold. But for my favorite memory, there's so many options. The whole day is a wonderful memory for me. But if I had to pick something, I'd say the two headline shows that we had. The first year, Bonnie and the Clydes at the Dickens Opera House was amazing. It was packed, and just what a great vibe that was. And then last year, the Burroughs at the Elks Ballroom, the energy was amazing, and it was really cool to see that room full and packed with people and bringing down the house. So those are my favorites for sure. In order to help support our local musicians and venues that have both been hit hard by COVID, we've decided to host a fundraising campaign with with the support of our awesome Winter Walkabout sponsors, TBK Bank. They have been with us since the very beginning, and they're part of our downtown community located at 4th and Kaufman. We'll be raising money to support local artists in 2021, and we'll be giving out some awesome Winter Walkabout merch as a reward for donating to the cause. So, if you were afraid you wouldn't be able to add a 2021 groundhog pin to your collection, or were hoping a new Winter Walkabout t-shirt would be available, you are in luck. To find out about all the awesome stuff you can get just for contributing to support local artists, visit downtownlongmont.com and click on the groundhog for all the details. Thanks in advance for all your support. One of the best parts of the Winter Walkabout is the incredible number of talented local artists that we're lucky to have in the Longmont area. This past year has been really tough for them as well. Let's hear from a few past performers on their Winter Walkabout memories and what this last year has looked like for them.
I think my favorite memory from the Winter Walkabout, I have so many favorite memories from the Winter Walkabout, but the one that always comes back is the first year when Bonnie and the Clydes were playing at the Dickens Opera House, and it was like packed. It was full with like all of our favorite people in Longmont, and they were just playing so well. And there's just a beautiful energy throughout the whole event. And that just felt like such an awesome thing that like a lot of us had been like playing shows in Longmont for a long time, and we had seen all these awesome bands, and you know, oftentimes it was in breweries where there weren't a lot of people listening, and we were like, oh God, this is so good, it'd be great if, you know, at some point there's a big venue and a lot of us were together watching a local band. And that was like the first time where I was like, oh my God, we're all here, and Bonnie and the Clydes are rocking it, and it's amazing. Yeah, and we were dancing. That was when we started dating too.
That's right,
We were dancing to Bonnie and the Clydes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite memory of the Winter Walkabout?
So, I mean, obviously that too, but I just think like overall, like it was just such a fun experience, and like so like kind of happy, and there's a lot of energy towards it. And so like for us playing, you know, in the band and playing at 300 Suns was great. We had a lot of people there too, but I think being able to like just, you know, we were able to play, we were able to go and actually like see a lot of like our friends play as well. And so just being able to hop around town and check people out, and then end up just at one big party, that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I have one more too. I remember like, you can edit this out if you need to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep going because it was so awesome. There was, we played at 300 Suns, and I think we were playing at like 1 or 2, and we got there and loaded in, and the place was kind of empty, as you know a bar would be at 1 or 2, and you're like, oh man, I hope this is something. We're all kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And then like right when we started playing, the place just filled up, and it was just magical, and it was the same way throughout the rest of the thing.
Your hair looks great.
Thanks, babe. COVID has been such a weird time for musicians. Personally, like last March when it all started coming down, I was doing music full time, and all these gigs started canceling. So there's kind of an initial panic of what do you do when, for a lot of us musicians, all the income is going away. And we started doing a bunch of live stream shows on Facebook, which was really fun. People kind of started to tune in, and people are really generous, like tipping, because you put your little Venmo thing. I think a lot of people in the community recognize that it was kind of a tough time for musicians, and they were super generous. So doing that, and I'm putting out videos every single week on YouTube. So I've just kind of focused on making a lot more, putting the music on the internet, which is what we can do.
I'm so glad that we get to do the live shows because they've been a lot of fun and just another great outlet, but also just missing like that energy, being in the same room with people.
The main thing, I mean, I'm making a new album called The Lost Days. So I've been able to almost finish tracking that and get it ready in this time without much. And Jenny wrote a book.
Yeah, I finished a book in this, so it did give me more time to really just finish something that I've been working on for years, and so that will be hopefully coming out this year soon too.
See y'all.
Bye.
My favorite memory of the Winter Walkabout Music Showcase is just going around town and watching all my friends play music, running into the faces of so many people I know and love. Can't wait to see you all again. Like many other working musicians, COVID has affected my livelihood pretty hard. I'd been gearing up for this past year to be a breakout moment for me in my career. My band and I, we'd just finished recording the new album Roots and Wings before the pandemic hit. And thankfully, all the tracking was done, and we had the album funded through a Kickstarter that finished just like a few weeks before the pandemic hit. But just the release of the record got delayed and finally came out on New Year's Day just a few weeks ago.
My favorite memory of Winter Walkabout, probably the first one. There was a jam afterwards, and I was newer in town, but I had my accordion there, and I was like, man, I'm not passing this up. I'm gonna hop up here with all these folks, and she was one of them as well. And yeah, it's a solid memory there.
Yeah, that's a really good memory. Both of those jams at the end of getting a chance to just play with all the different musicians, and the first one I have a fun memory of me and Kate Farmer and Carly Smith and Bonnie Sims going around the corner and really quick learning a Dixie Chicks song, Earl Had to Die, and we all had like a fun little bonding moment over that, and then got up on stage and played it a few minutes later. It was a blast.
How has COVID affected the last year for me? Basically blew up all my photography and music gigs, first off. No, I mean, that kind of goes without saying. But on a very real level, I think some other people can fall in this category. It's made me even more grateful for the concerts and times that we do have, and just ready for that to be back around.
Love it. I look forward to having them back next year. They were great. This pause in live music has lasted way longer than I think anybody expected it would. And so it's really important that we keep on supporting the artists and venues right now during this difficult time. So when it's safe for everybody to come back out, there will be live music again.
TBK Bank has been so supportive of our local artists and small businesses, and this year is no different. In addition to their Go Local campaign, they've partnered with us to support local musicians and local venues who have helped make the Winter Walkabout so special over the past 2 years. TBK Bank will be purchasing all of the sweet stuff that you'll get for contributing to the Artists Fund: groundhog buttons, t-shirts, and local albums, so that 100% of the funds raised go directly to local artists. They will also be providing random acts of community throughout February, surprising customers by paying a portion of their check at restaurants or buying coffee or other goodies for lucky downtown customers at random. You never know when you might be the lucky recipient of a random act of community, courtesy of TBK Bank.
One of our favorite memories from last year was the Burrows bringing their Sweaty Soul Party to a packed dance floor at the Elks Ballroom. Let's take a quick look back.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We can't wait to see you all back here for the next Winter Walkabout Music Showcase on Saturday, February 5th, 2022. I think it'll be the best one yet.
To donate to the fundraiser for local musicians and venues, visit downtownlongmont.com and look for the groundhog. Have a great night, stay safe, and we'll see you in 2022.